backwards.
Oh, sorry.
No, we can't. Well, we don't reflect the Indie Comics Network. Wait. Oh, right. All right. Here we go.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or Ragin 2 Promotion.
Why is what lurks in the darkness so intriguing to us? The mind aflames with ideas of what could be slithering about and what could potentially cause us harm, yet the desire to feel fear and press the precipice of the unknown drives us forward. Why? Are we really enticed by sounds of chainsaws mixed in the mayhem of flashing lights? What is it about the chance of someone lurching from the shadows and jump-starting a heart attack that has us going headlong into the darkness? Even when we know that they are there and that this will happen. It's funny how screams can turn into laughter. Doesn't often happen the other way around. Tonight, the panel takes on the grisly topic of desiring fear and the macabre, and why people stand in lines around the block for hours at a time just to be victim of someone's sick idea of fun. Haunted houses, both real and fake, are big business, and we intend to ponder why we have this haunted addiction right now on Dispatches from Outside the Box.
In the spaces, things exist. In the lines that form the network of your mind. Behind the retinas of imagination are the particles and peripherals that made you who you are. Turn off, shut your eyes, and listen to Dispatches from Outside the Box.
All right, and welcome to the show that scours the corners of geekdom to inspire you to create outside the box. I am C Michael Lanning, and tonight, if you haven't been able to tell, we are talking about haunted houses, both real and both fake. And in that video, I kind of mixed the two together. There was a couple of supposedly scary real life occurrences, and fake ones. You could decide which was which. The clown was real, so that's for sure. That's definite. Before we start, I would remind you to like, subscribe, share, and press the bell icon so you can be notified about all the great shows that are on the Indie Comics Network. If you're on Facebook, come join us over here on YouTube. And also, if you're watching this later on, we appreciate it. And leave a comment. We always like getting comments. You're part of the show too. So on with that, let's go to our first panelist, Mitch Rogers. How are you, sir?
I am doing good. I am Mitch Rogers, horror comics writer, artist, and a creator of the Boger and Flesh and Blood collection, and Haunted House aficionado.
Oh, all right. And you also had something special happen to you this week.
Happy birthday, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo.
Yes. Yes, I did. And no one sent me a singing clown. And
There you go.
And I want to know why you didn't, because I would have loved to have opened my door.
Because I wanted, you had to do it right here. Oh, all right.
Ripe old age of 36.
Jesus, you're old.
I know.
Well, Rodney, since you're going to go throwing the O word around, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself, right?
Hey, everybody, I'm Rodney Fike. I'm an artist, creator, writer, do a little bit of everything in the independent comics market, better part of 30 years. You can check out my artwork on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Rodney Fike Art. You can also go to the Hazum YouTube channel. It's Hazzum, and check out all of our videos and stuff, and Hazum.com to check out titles that we have, such as Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Unchained, Pitter Patter, and Roadkill Rampage. You can see me Saturday mornings here on the Indie Comics Network for Sketchy Saturdays, and Thursday nights, again, here on the Indie Comics Network for Thursday Night Throwdown.
Whew, that's a lot, right? Look, Chad's over here stretching on it. What's Chad, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah, no, man, I'm getting bored here. You're not introducing me. No, my spine is still like sore from Sunday night.
What'd you do on Sunday night?
I went to the Whitechapel and Trivium concert.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right. You went to the metal concert.
Yeah, and my fucking head banged, and I...
Chad is so frail that listening to music causes him pain. It's a very serious condition he has, so do not make fun of him about it. It's never funny, so don't do it.
Hi, my name is Chad Perkins. I am the host of Shots with Comics right here on the Indie Comics Network. We're on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. with my buddy Kit. We get drunk, we're mean, we talk about comics.
I'm not mean, I'm very helpful.
Well, and then I'm also the writer of Blue Lullaby from Marcosi Enterprises, and currently The Legend of Sparkle Dog Don't Say a Woo is live on Kickstarter. That's me and Blake Matthias on the art, and it is a furry, multi-dimensional horror book that is apparently very insensitive, and I am all here for that.
All right. And of course, we have a newcomer, first time here on Dispatches. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Bone.
Hey, I'm the Zodiac Killer. You might have heard of my work back in the 70s. Anyway, no. I'm Kit. My real name's Kit Jaspering. I do that. I do the reviews with Chad, which are a lot of fun, and then I paint my own comics when I'm not at work. That's what I do. So.
All right. Awesome. So again, like we said, we're talking about haunted houses, real and fake. So, but I have a question.
Oh, shit. I went to a haunted house, an extreme haunted house on Friday.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about. What exactly is an extreme haunted house? Because I think of that one where they like torture people. Like, what is it? What is it? Macamee Manor?
Yeah, that's like a weird challenge, which I get. Like, that's for people who are like saw the movie Sallow and were like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, that seems like a fun weekend.
Because
they did.
There's like a fuck ton of waivers for that one. I didn't do anything like that crazy. This was just like they had like warnings everywhere. They were like, hey, we're gonna fuck with you, but don't worry, we're not actually gonna. Like, they even warned you before, and like, hey, as long as you don't touch the performers, they won't touch you. And like, they kind of have to tell you that because they like charge you. And they'll do it under. What makes it extreme is the sensory disorientation and overload they hit you with.
Oh, okay.
Because they do a lot to fuck with like you come out of it feeling like dizzy and disoriented and like upset, and it's really awesome. And I would recommend it to anybody. That's
okay. So they're like a lot of flashing lights and.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been. I don't know if you. Yeah, so they just blast you with Marilyn Manson music the whole time at varying levels of loud. That's just always happening. Let's see, and then they'll have smoke machines going. Like really, they have huge ones. I saw the compressors. I've never seen smoke machines that big. But they'll fill whole rooms with it, and it's like super thick to the point where you can't really see very far in front of your face. And then they'll put a strobe light in it, and then they'll have scented stuff in the smoke that makes it smell like mildew. So you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Golly, they have really upped their game.
Yeah, no, and they like make you keep moving. Like you can't really like stop, and they'll like you have to like go through these like what is it? We called it the big butt cheeks because they're these giant like rubber things that are like a hallway that you have to like push your way through. Like I guess if you're into vor or whatever, it's probably awesome. But when it's like completely dark and smells horrible, and you're hearing Dragula for the third time, you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
That would be disorienting.
And then you come out and some jackass has like a noise gun that he shoots right in your face. You're like, fuck! It was very fun. It was very fun.
I can't say it really sounds like it, but
I
get it.
I want to do it again. So, well, they can't really hurt you. Like you're just like it's just like sensory overload. It's great. Like your adrenaline is like shot. You're like shaking and stuff. It's so good.
They hurt my spirit.
Yeah.
They were like
mentioned Salo, and I was like, "What? Did they rape you? What the fuck?"
Oh,
that's a pretty extreme.
That's those
fucking...
other people. Yeah, no, that's the that could be manner thing.
There's that one haunted house that they would put you in a coffin, like they like bury you in a coffin. I think that
is that really a haunted house? That's a coffin.
I mean, it's a haunted
torture,
house,
really.
but they'll choose somebody, and then they will put you in a coffin and keep you there for a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like they're gonna bury you underground. It's like, well, that's not being haunted. That's just getting killed.
Yeah.
Is there a ghost involved at all? No, you just die underground.
Yeah, you become the ghost.
Oh, yeah. Then we'll have a real haunted house, of course.
And let me say hey to the chat real quick. We got Carl. Good evening, Carl. Donna. Hello, Donna. And this one I really wanted to bring up. Tina says she loves haunted houses, but Rodney is a big chicken.
I'm right there with you.
Whatever. I've been to more haunted houses than you have.
But are you scared of them? That's
Weenie Hutch,
No.
Pee-wee Herman's Haunted Adventures does not count as a haunted house, though.
That would.
I'm scared of real haunted houses.
Big Marge, large Marge, whatever.
Like Arby's, the real.
What's a real haunted house?
Like a house that has ghosts stuff in them.
Oh well, I mean, sure. If you believe in that stuff, sure. There's not going to be nearly as many teenagers getting high, and that's very funny. So I did enjoy that part of the haunted house experience.
Could you imagine going to a real haunted house high as fuck?
Yeah, I can.
I'm pretty sure that does happen. I promise.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen often. I don't think.
I mean, not to you, but if you'd like to, I can take you, Chad. We can find some.
Well, yeah, you could go to. You could go to, that house that's in the middle of the woods that nobody talks about.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, great. Yeah.
There's an evening.
Sure, people get high there. Well, that's what I heard about the, what was it, the Evil Dead cabin.
Yep.
They were saying the Evil Dead cabin burned down. And, of course, there was a rumor going around that Sam Raimi burned it down so nobody could ever find it.
That's awesome. That'd be so cool if you did that.
That would be
No,
great.
I think the official story was that the land got cleared out. So it just got torn down.
Oh,
well, from what I understand, what I read, and of course it's on the internet, so it's probably true. Is that it burned down because they suspect it was just teenagers getting high in the haunted house, and and they caught on fire, and they said the only thing standing was the chimney that was built for the movie.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd be like stone, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? It's barely been cleared out now. They were hiding the location of it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Go.
Yeah, well, they get it. I mean, that seems weird, though. Like, whoever owned it, they could probably man, that'd be a great one to have on Airbnb now. Like, rent the Evil Dead cabin. That'd be sick.
Oh, we got.
I think there are some people who are renting like the old Star Wars sets like on Airbnb out in like the desert.
Yeah.
Because they're still out there. Yeah, because they're still out there, and like for a while, it was just
cheaper than Disney.
Well, dude, it was like there's like a lot of homeless people living there. It's like, oh look, it's Tatooine. Oh wow.
Oh, that's what that whole. Go ahead, Mitch.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre house from the original movies now a barbecue restaurant.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
I want to go there.
Is there like meat hanging around everywhere? Because that sounds great.
Please,
Yeah, you want to do it
pictures I
up.
saw, it just looks like
please
a
tell me it
typical
is in
house.
Texas though. They didn't like film it in like
Oh no, they filmed
Maryland or something.
the original
Something
movie.
like-
They filmed in Texas.
Oh, good.
Oh, cool, nice.
Do they
Originally,
live-
they were going to film it in Wisconsin, but then they found out the Gein property burned down. So Toby Hooper was like, "Well, just find a place in Texas." That's
Fucking
Wait, were they
drug
gonna try and film it on Ed Gein's property?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fucking
originally-
sick. I didn't know that.
because it wasn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre until after it was filmed. It went through like multiple titles. It was
Okay.
Head Cheese
Sure.
at one time, then was Leatherface.
Okay, Leatherface, not a bad title. Head Cheese, not great.
Well, they talk about Head Cheese in the movie.
Yeah,
I
right.
know. I know they do.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
kill
really
you
no,
with
I
a
know what it
chainsaw.
is. I just said it's not a great title. Like you don't tell your girlfriend, like, "Hey, girl, you want to go see a scary movie? It's called Head Cheese." She'd be like, "No, I don't want to see that."
It's like after you just came out of Deep Throat and you go see Head Cheese.
Yeah. Go see, yeah.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
Lisa,
See?
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre helped fund Deep Throat.
Is that right? That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
the same.
Head Cheese
Yeah,
helped
the
fund
same
Deep Throat.
distribution company that was owned by the mob of all things siphoned
yeah.
money from the profits of Texas Chainsaw Massacre to fund Deep Throat.
Oh man! So without Head Cheese, there wouldn't be any Deep Throat. That's that's awesome.
Please stop saying that.
Yeah, Chad's at work. He's gonna get fired.
Yeah. Me, a bouncer at a strip club. I'm gonna get
But
fired.
like Indie Comics Network said, I've gotten high and snuck into the Myrtles. In case you don't know,
Oh, that's
down
gotta
here,
be creepy.
we have in the
Fuck are the
Myrtles.
Myrtles?
The Myrtles is a haunted
Plantation.
slave plantation.
Oh, okay, sure.
We actually had our honeymoon dinner there, but
At a slave plantation?
Why would
yeah.
you do that?
because they had a restaurant, that's why.
I-
And we had a certificate. Oh, it's for rich
Because that's
people.
just what my baby wanted.
It's a slave plantation. Oh wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Hey, honey.
Now it's like
you
a
wanna
bed
come
and
to dinner
breakfast.
with me? Do you
Like I
want to
should
come
have
to
clued
the Airbnb with me? It used to be a slave plantation.
Actually,
I mean, I
does-
do it
it's not
once.
That's
It's
the
not
I do
an
it once for the
Airbnb.
novelty.
Well, it's not actually. It is a inn.
God damn it.
People do stay there. Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, they don't- I mean, they don't have slaves anymore. Yeah, like, you know.
Well,
Or
Well,
do
well,
they?
what time of day
Oh,
you go?
uh-oh. What does that mean?
The ghost.
Oh, okay, the
Yeah.
ghost. Oh,
Ghost,
how,
that's
oh
what it
no.
means.
Yeah, what's her name?
Okay, so wait,
We
Is
have
Chloe
a.
the-
Wait, so how many ghost believers do we have in here? I think that was the original point of contention. Was it's like who believes in real haunted house? So who's so if the definition is it's got to have ghosts, real ghosts in it. Who here believes in real ghosts?
You look
Me.
like you might be
I
alone
think,
with
I
this.
think the question should be who here has actually seen real ghosts?
Well, nobody has. So, but everybody will have like a story. But it's just like, oh, like I saw like a light once,
No,
and I was
got
I was
married.
tired.
I mean, I've never seen one, but I believe in them.
Okay.
I believe
seen
in them
them.
too. I got
seen them.
married.
You got married.
I see my ghost every day, every time I open my mouth.
No, that's Shadow, isn't it? Oh,
I don't get that. You see the ghost? There's a ghost in your mouth?
Kit. When you marry a woman, kid, it's different.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that. I would never do that. I mean, I wouldn't.
Look,
Join
I'm lost
Shots
on
with
that one
Comics,
myself.
the
but-
wokest podcast on the network.
What? I'm already gay married. I'm not doing this shit again. Like, that's a lot to ask.
No, but I love believing in ghosts. I think it's a lot of fun. We actually have one of the most haunted places in America, Eloise Asylum, and now Alice Cooper turned it into a haunted house, like a jackass.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I saw ads for that at the haunted house I was at.
Oh,
Which is kind of weird for Alice Cooper, considering Alice Cooper's belief is when it comes to ghosts that they're not really ghosts; they're like impersonating spirits.
How do
They're,
you know this?
The demon. Well, how do you? Oh, I remember. There used to be a
Google.
soundbite that used to come on because that pop star, what was her name, Kesha, has
Yes.
has like a podcast about spooky stuff. And one of their clips was Alice Cooper talking about it.
So you listen to the Kesha podcast.
I
How
listened
is
to
that?
clips of the Kesha podcast.
Oh, okay.
I listened
Gotcha.
to that one clip of Kesha. and that.
Okay. I'm just busting your balls, man. Don't worry about it.
No.
That's what I do. That's
hey,
what I
if she's
do.
gonna talk about ghosts, I'll listen to Kesha. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
That is true. I would listen to Kesha as well.
I mean, can you imagine a haunted house bumping Kesha? I mean, God, that would be scary.
TikTok, ooh.
But Rodney, you say you've seen a real actual ghost. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I've seen them several times.
Oh.
In one house. I grew up.
Your cat doesn't count.
One of my friends lived in a house that was on the hill of an old peach orchard, and the house was where the family that owned the peach orchard lived. So they basically all inhabited the house. They weren't malicious. They were just there. And I've seen the mother, I've seen the father, and I've seen a little redheaded boy, all on several occasions. And I've seen the lady in the mirror. I don't know who she is,
So
but yeah.
Did you like talk to them? Did you get high with them?
Not really, but I was there when my friend talked to them and laughed at them. She just was completely unaffected by him because she grew up with it.
Oh.
So, but every time I encountered them, the blood turns to ice in my veins. It's just freaky. Even though they weren't malicious, they were just there. It's just, oh shit, there's somebody there that's not really there.
What were they doing when you saw them? Like, were they?
Well, okay, several different things. The little redheaded boy, and they're all dressed in 1800s time period clothing, which was when they were there.
That's when you killed them. Okay, got it.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. So the house was on a hill, and there was a road that ran in the front of the house, and there used to be an old schoolyard, an old schoolhouse at the end of the road. Well, every day, well, not every day, but just
you used to kill them.
She would talk about, my friend Leslie would talk about you want to go see the little redheaded boy coming home from school, because we were sitting there in the living room and watching the TV, and I saw this little redheaded kid run through the front yard. And I said, "Who the hell was that?" She started laughing, and she's like, "Ask me that again tomorrow. I'll come back. Make sure you're here tomorrow, and I'll show you." So the next day, we went out around the house, around the corner, and we waited. And she peeked around the corner. She said, "Here he comes. Here he comes." So we waited, and we stood there, and we came around the corner, and he looked at us. He stopped, and he looked at us. He had a little barrel, or a little strap with
belt
with the books in it. And he stopped, and he looked at us, and he kind of smiled, and he just started running. He kept running, and he ran for about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet, and just dissipated. And I saw that three different occasions.
Okay, so he actually interacted with you.
Well, if you want to say stop and looked at us.
Yeah. I mean, because I was just wondering, because there's apparently if you believe in it, paranormal research, there's two types of hauntings: intelligent hauntings and residual hauntings. An intelligent haunting is like when you think of a ghost, it's a person who died, their spirit's still here. A residual haunting is usually these cases where like the ghost does the same thing over and over again. Yeah. And the theory in that is like a stain imprinted on time. So what you're actually seeing is something that happened in the past, just kind of
repeated event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I was curious.
We used to have we used to go over to her house at night because her dad was an entertainer, so he was never home, and her mom had passed a couple of years earlier. We would go over there at that time, and we would watch David Letterman. He was on NBC at 1:30, and we'd be sitting there watching. The first time it happened, we were sitting there watching Letterman, and I heard this plink, 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 and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" She started laughing. She said, "That's the Dixie cups on the counter." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "They don't like it when you stack the Dixie cups on top of the kitchen counter."
Wait, the Dixie chicks.
Okay, is this the same? Is this the same?
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same girl, the same house. So she says, "Go in there and look." So I walked in the kitchen, and there were Dixie cups scattered all over the kitchen floor. So I went and I picked them up, and she said, and I said, what do we do with them? She said, just put them on the counter. Just don't put them in a stack on the counter, or they'll do it again. And my buddy Chris was like, "Fuck this, man." And so he stacked them all back up, sat them back up on the counter. We went back in, sat down, watched TV. About 5 minutes later, blink, 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 blink. They went flying off again. So, and that happened occasionally. The TV would change itself, change the channel by itself. And I don't mean just the channel.
Well, hold on. Was this out in a farming community, you said?
Yes, it was an old peach orchard.
Okay. All right.
And the knob would actually turn. It turned the channels.
That's when the drugs wore off.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That sounds awesome, though. I would love to experience that.
Yeah, there was a makeshift bedroom downstairs where one of her older brothers, took like 2x12s and just kind of put them together and sectioned off part of the corner of the basement for a bedroom. So you could see, there was gaps in between the planks of wood. We were in the bedroom when we had the lights off, and we were in there wrestling or doing whatever we were doing. We were just doing stupid shit. And lights were on outside the room, and all of a sudden we heard footsteps, and we all stopped, and she's like, "Oh, look, there's Dad." And I thought she meant Pops, her father. And we saw this shadow, this form walk past the room, and you could see him and then he went up the steps. And so she opened the door, and we could see him walking up the steps. It was her father.
You stayed?
It was one of those things where that's where we all hung out. The really weird thing for me was, as long as I was with somebody else, I was okay. But they had an in-ground pool, and we would go swimming there. But we would have to go inside, and we would change. Well, you're by yourself when a lot of goofy shit happened in the bathroom too.
Of course,
like when you're taking a shower.
What kind of goofy stuff?
Well, if you're taking a shower, like when you take a shower after you're swimming, you think somebody's in the bathroom with you,
and they give you a reach around.
Well, I mean, it's weird because my buddy Chris was in there and he was taking a shower, and we were out on the patio, and he come out and he's like, "What the fuck is with you, Leslie?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And apparently he was had a hand or something rubbed on his shoulders and stuff.
Oh.
And the ghosts are out here molesting people? Whoa.
I figured that must have been mom. She's like, "Hey, this guy just got out of the Marine Corps. He's looking pretty good."
You got a rapey ghost, man. That's no good.
So, yeah. So whenever I went in there to change clothes, it was in and out as quick as I possibly could, and made sure I did not look at that mirror at the end of the hall.
Rodney,
that's where the old lady lives.
Point on the rotten squirrel where the ghost touched you.
Donna says, "I've communicated and seen my ancestors several times in my life."
Oh no!
And Grant said you could use that excuse to get female friends to take a shower with you. Grant! Oh my gosh, Grant! That is not an endorsement of the Indie Comics Network.
Did that work?
Well, you have to let us know.
That's how he did. That's how he did.
I don't want to let the ghost get me. Why don't you come take a shower?
Yeah. No, I think it's like more women believe in ghosts than men, so that might work. I think that's a stat that I know. I know it's a very racist stat, but I do know it. So.
That's not race.
Sure, I don't know. Whatever. Sure, same difference.
Geography. That's what it is.
It's all the same. I don't care about any of it.
But I'll tell you, I don't like really talking about my experiences, but
it's okay. Let it out.
You're with friends. Let it out.
Wait, who's that? God, what's the name of that actor? The guy who plays Kenneth on 30 Rock. You sound a lot like that guy.
Oh, Jack McBrayer.
Jack McBrayer. Yeah, you kind of sound like him. You laugh like him too. That's amazing.
But
sorry, I was like, wait, why does he? He sounds just like that guy. Weird. Anyway,
but yeah. See, thanks. Now, thanks, Kit. I'm gonna keep hearing that all night long. I used to live
made him self-conscious
on a what we used to call covenstead, which is a witch's coven.
Oh,
and and they weren't Wiccan. They were very, very adamant to tell you that they were not Wiccan.
They're very Catholic.
No,
animal sacrifices, that kind of thing.
Sure, anyway, yeah, Catholics.
Yeah. But
they were evil.
Well, their whole issue. the issue was like magic and all that other kind of stuff was kind of. I wasn't, but I was dating somebody. The high priestess. It's a whole freaking story.
You were dating a high priestess?
No, their daughter.
Wait. Does Nita know about this?
Yeah, Nita, come in here. We need.
Okay. Yeah, let her tell the story.
No, the high priestess ended up killing herself.
Ooh.
And
the one you were dating?
No, not the one I was dating.
Oh.
Her mother. That's
Oh, jeez.
The high priestess was the girl you're dating. Was the mother of the girl you were dating?
Well, actually, she was the father at one time. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow, there's a lot of layers to this story.
There really is, and maybe
it's a big story.
The scenes, I'll let you know. Anyway, she ended up shooting herself, killing herself. So we have everybody out there, and this is in the middle of the country, and down deep Louisiana, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm with a friend of mine, and she has an older car. This was back in april of 99.
I was 9 years old.
Wow. Thanks. I needed that. Anyway.
He's a little boy. Don't worry about it.
But what ended up happening when we were all inside, there was another gentleman outside who was one of the coven from out of town. I think he was from California. Not that that matters, but anyway, so he comes in, he's like, man, something's going on with your car. Like, it's just going crazy out there. So we walk out there, and you walk up to the car, and I've been in this car several times, and it's not a power lock car. You know, this is one of those ones you had to pull it and unlock it with the key and all that, right? And I walked up to the window of this car, and I saw the latch go like 2 or 3 times. And that's like, okay, that one, I saw that. That was pretty. That's pretty vivid. So, but. Golly, did I kill the conversation? Jeez.
No.
It was pretty grim. There's like death and suicide and stuff. So it's like, oh, geez. Like, what do I say?
Rodney's was about.
I was just waiting to see if there was more.
Yeah, right. No, I don't have more about that situation.
I was waiting for Bad Touch Ghost, but
well, we had that one. Like,
we had to have a sad one. I have to offset it. We're talking about haunted houses.
Not all hauntings seem to be sad.
So Mitch, what do you consider? Let's talk about the fun haunted house for a little while. Mitch, what do you consider a successful haunted house?
One that turns a profit.
One that's fun. You know, I mean, myself being a horror guy, it's kind of difficult to scare me in the same way that, I mean, yeah.
Right.
So like,
yeah.
I'm a teen.
Yeah, because I'll like walk through and go, oh, there's a guy behind that door. Yep. Yeah, there's a guy going to pop out. But I mean, as long as it's fun, when you get the experience out of it, yeah, that's successful.
All right. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
What about like getting really tired and disoriented? Like, is that on your list or
no?
Okay, so we went to very different haunted houses.
What about you, Roddy? What do you like to take away from a haunted house?
I think that one that surprises you, like Mitch said, they're pretty predictable. If you can find one that really scares the hell out of you, like that to me would sound interesting, but I've yet to find one that really does that.
You should go to the shower then. You'll find something interesting.
Well, I know where to go. But
in the Peach Orchid, yeah.
Yeah, go there. That's
doesn't live there anymore, so I can't get in the house.
Even better. No.
Now you can have all the privacy with the go. Oh no.
Of course, we don't have to be in the house to see the little boy run down the street.
I don't think you. Never mind.
What about you, Chad? What do you like about a haunted house, or do you like haunted houses?
I don't like haunted houses. I'm only saying that because I don't like jump scares. I think they're very cheap. They take me out of the excitement of them. I like something that's a little bit more creepy and gory, and like when we're gonna talk about on Thursday Night Throwdown, gore. Like I like that kind of stuff. Like where I can walk into a room and like there's tension in the air, and there's like a bloody body there, and it's just.
I don't think you can make a haunted house like that though, because like that's just like a room.
Art, Kit.
Oh, I don't know. Like they kind of have to rely on the jump scares because like they gotta move things. They gotta move you through.
Sure, but I want something that's a little bit more like subtly scary, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm boring. Erebus, though, that's one of the scariest haunted houses in the country, and we have it right here in Michigan. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So do you have to be disoriented to enjoy haunted house, Kit?
Like I gotta be. I'm a pretty physical guy, so I just like to do stuff that's more like I don't really like. I just want to do active stuff, and it's like just kind of walking around, like, oh, okay, like that was
yeah.
I like that they were like running at us and like rushing us through and yelling and like it was just like barely organized chaos. It was really I don't know. I just thought that was neat. Like I was like, oh, you can do like something really like intense. That's cool.
Cool. If you stand still long enough, you'll see the scenes. Keep going.
Well, I mean, like you can kind of see them anyway. Like they're not like you can see the trapdoor. Like it's like but they'd even do stuff like you'd see the scares coming and it was still like they'd do something to fuck with you. It was great. Like, I don't know. I was all about it. Like some parts were lame. Like there were parts because it's like each haunted house seems to be like a fuck ton of different little like experiences or rooms.
Yeah.
And I guess not all rooms are made the same because some of them were like crazy effects shows that like were sensory experiences I'd never had before in my life. And other ones were just like, oh, here's a bunch of shit I bought at Spirit Halloween, like rubber animatronics. And it's like, oh no. It's like, what the? So like, I guess they're worked on by teams and not all teams are created equal. But as long as there's like enough parts where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't expect any of this. Also, oh, I'm very dizzy. I didn't think that would happen.
It's interesting, Kit, touching on that real quick. The disorientation is there's a haunted boat down on the Ohio River here in Cincinnati, and I took my brother to it a few years back, and there's a tube that you walk through, and it's a catwalk that you're walking on, but as soon as you get in it, everything starts spinning. And it's got the light.
Oh, there was a room like that in the haunted house I went to. They did that to us, but they also had like this.
That fucked me up because I was
it was like hard to get through. It was like, whoa, this feels wrong. They did have a big fat lady in there who charged you too, and that was really freaky. She charges this huge broad with a bat, just like oh shit. and then she's just like after that, she's like, make sure to hold the rails. I'm like, oh, this is so weird. Like,
at least she was polite. Like you walked in.
I mean, they don't want you to get hurt because they don't want to sue. You know, they don't want to get sued or whatever. So they like do it. Like I'm sure people get hurt in that thing all the time because like there's a lot of kids and like teenagers. I'm sure they're just fucking around. I'd love to work in a haunted house and like teenagers fuck. Like, wouldn't it be great if like a teenager tried to like smack me around? I just got to like hit him back. That'd be so fun. Like you get to do that at work. Like you get to hit people.
You get to beat up kids.
You never get to do that unless you work in a haunted house. Like that's pretty cool. Like,
well, that's what you said. They said if you don't
perks
touch
the job.
You said you don't touch them, they won't touch you. Which is I've gotten that story a whole bunch of times. I've been touched in a haunted house more than once.
I mean, like, they'd like brush on, like, some contact, but it was like more like, hey, they're not gonna like grab you or hurt you or anything. It's just they're just charging at you, which that's what they always did. A lot of char. They'd like shine a laser in your eye, like, and then charge a clown at you. He was like, Jesus.
We endorse beating up children here.
Oh, is that what that? Okay.
Yeah, that's
all right. I guess that's
the message.
Well, I mean, if they're being little jackasses, like
they had this one we have down here. That's every year they set up, but they have this one. They always have this one room, and I haven't been in several years, so I can't say they always have it. But they have this room where it's kind of like a. If I want to be scared by a crazy woman chasing me, oh wait, my first marriage. But
you say your previous marriage?
No, he says his first marriage. Yeah.
Oh, okay, marriage. Sorry.
But anyway, yeah, and so I walk into this room and it's kind of like the Hannibal Lecter setup or whatever the case is, except Hannibal Lecter has a chainsaw for some reason.
Yeah, wait, and, just like in the movie.
Yeah, like that whole movie was about him with the chainsaw. Yeah.
But you're walking around it.
His signature weapon.
I'm with a couple of people, and you're walking around the victim screaming for help in the cage or whatever the case is. And I stand by the wall to look back to make sure that they were okay, that were coming with me. And he pops out the top of the wall, and the freaking door that swings down. It doesn't swing to the sideways; it swings down. I feel that thing like right here. It's like a good thing I'm like less than 6 feet. Otherwise, I've been knocked in the head with that. Yeah.
They had to tell us to watch our head in a few spots because it was just like because they built this thing in like it was like a 4-story tall haunted house. It was crazy, but they built it in like no, it was like I got my tickets in the other room. Hold on, let me bring it up. Because yeah, Chad, if you want to go, I'd do it again. Like it was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
We used to have one in New Orleans called House of Shock, which was by Phil Anselmo of Pantera.
Oh, really?
So
Jackson's
he's doing the Nazi salute all over the place?
Huh?
So he's doing the Nazi salute all over the place?
Oh, no, this was before he became a Nazi.
Oh,
wait, who?
Phil Anselmo.
Who's that?
Pantera.
The guy from Pantera went like hard?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he started kind of saying some stuff here and there from what I understand.
Well, he started doing the Nazi salute during concerts. And it's
Did he do that shit, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
like,
bad.
When did he start doing that?
Oh, I saw him was saying stuff not long ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he started doing the Nazi salute maybe 2014, 2015. Something like that. It was.
Yeah, I don't think it's going on anymore. I think it shut down a couple of years back, and that might be why. It's like, that whole Nazi, because they put on like a play before you go in, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe they're like, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, this could have been a recruitment. I never went. I think Nita has, but you walk through a tower.
And it's just a bunch of swastikas everywhere.
Yeah, it's
really
just a bunch of swastikas everywhere. People in white cloaks. It's like, is that a ghost? No. That kind of thing.
No. Quick, come into this room.
Take these pamphlets.
Yeah. Prodigals of the Elders of Zion. What the hell is this?
Mein Kampf. What's that?
Grand Wizards. What the hell? This isn't D&D.
Hey, let me address this real quick.
Okay.
It says, some gentlemen, did you create comics or have an opinion of a good indie subject matter? Just asking. Don't know if I'm in the right spot. Well, here's the deal. We are all comic creators. And that's what we're talking about, is the stuff to inspire you to create good indie comic subject material.
Yeah.
And,
we're not talking about comics. We're talking about haunted houses.
We're talking about haunted houses, and haunted houses can inspire ideas to inspire comics.
Have any of you made a comic about a haunted house?
Doesn't have to be about a haunted house, though. It can be about an experience.
I don't know. It's falling apart. Just giving you a hard time. Don't worry, buddy.
But no, it doesn't have to be. And that's the thing. It doesn't have to be about a haunted house per se. That's why we want you to think outside the box.
No, you do not have to make exclusively. I only read haunted house comics.
Don't remake Monster House. Whatever you do, don't make
the fuck.
Make Hell House LLC the comic.
Wait, what's Monster House?
Monster House. It was that CGI. What was it? Tom Hanks movie? Was it?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie.
Who is it?
Steve Buscemi played the old guy.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Was that any good?
I don't even remember it.
I liked it. It was
basically the house.
It was written
by
It was written by the guy that created Scud the Disposable Assassin.
Oh shit! I really like that comic.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob Schrab's awesome. Scud is amazing.
Wait.
It's got a lot of the same kind of humor in it.
Then what's Paranorman about?
Oh, Paranorman's great. I love that movie.
It was inspired by a haunted house, actually. And
see, they're everywhere. A plague on our nation.
Well, technically, Norman's house was haunted. His grandmother was haunting it.
Right there, you go. See,
this guy knows his ghosts in movies.
There you go.
Mitch is a ghosts and movies expert.
I remember. I think I saw I saw both of them, Paranorman and Monster House. I felt like they were kind of riding on the coattails of
Hotel
Coraline.
Transylvania. Yeah, we know. Or I mean,
Monster House was before Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, Coraline.
Well, so was Paranorman, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Or it was around the same time, but it was made by the same people that made Coraline. Yeah, it's most of the same animation.
I didn't like Coraline either, so.
Coraline was okay. I like Paranorman and Box Trolls more than Coraline.
Yeah,
Box Trolls is great.
I never saw Box Trolls. I've heard it's good. My brother said it was very gross, and I was like, "That's cool."
It's great. I love it. They just pound on their bellies, their boxes.
The only thing I remember about that movie is at the end where they're showing you how they do it, how they move them.
That's every Leica movie,
which is what we're talking about next week. What?
Claymation?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
But I remember when I was a kid, there was a Catholic church that put on a haunted house.
Oh God!
Oh yeah,
my God! Oh,
dude, I went. No, I went to. Yeah, no, I went to Catholic school and we had a haunted house.
Why?
Yeah.
For our country fair.
Like, is it a heavily racist and Jesus-y?
No.
Yeah.
No, but we'll talk about that.
In this.
That was Final Exit.
No, it was just like a haunted house for kids.
Yeah.
No, this was
The kids in this room's haunted by the Protestant.
Oh! But I will tell you this. The thing about it is that haunted house has stuck with me. I went to that haunted house when I was like 7 or 8, and that haunted house has stuck with me more so than any other haunted house I've been to, because it was just weird.
Would you say it's haunted you?
Yeah, you could say it's haunted me.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So what was weird about it?
Well, I remember there was a guy in a big teacup, like a huge teacup. It was in the teacup. You walk by this one room, and you could see the silhouette of Frankenstein walking. And I'm 7. You gotta give me a break. Walking up and down the stairs like a witch on a cauldron, and it was just you didn't see him clearly. You just saw the silhouettes, but it was enough you could tell what it was. And it always stuck with me because it wasn't depending on jump scares or anything like that. It was just fucking with your mind, man.
Sure.
I think that's kind of what I get what you're saying, Chad. Is sometimes I'm cool with the haunted house with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't really need the jump scare. I think that's why I want to do. Have you ever heard of that? What is it? Meow Wolf?
No.
Those art installations. Oh man, go check it out. They've got there's a whole bunch of them everywhere. It's one's called a Mega Mart. I think it's in Denver, Colorado, and it's like a weird walkthrough art installation of just different and weird stuff. Like it's like an acid trip without having to have the LSD. It's like
So it's like watching the Paul Lynn Halloween special.
I've never
Have you ever seen that? It is like having an acid trip.
Oh, that's cool.
Completely sober.
I'll have to see that.
Yeah. But I think that's always stood out to me. And one of the best haunted houses other than the silhouette Frankenstein and the man in the teacup was they used to have one at the 4-H barn down here. Can you tell I'm from Louisiana? And it was called, what was it? It was Cinema Evil or something around those. And you basically walk through the movies, and I remember walking into where Night of the Living Dead was. And while it was inside, it felt like you were outside in a graveyard. That was pretty freaking amazing. So have you come across that? Like something that has stood out to you in a haunted house that stays with you today? Like that one thing that they just really well?
Oddly enough,
Not really well.
When I was 7, maybe, I don't know, my ages blend together. I was really little. We went to a haunted house at an apple orchard, and one of the things, it was all dark, and it had a very good atmosphere to it. It was very dark, it was low lit. It was more like statues and just more like spooky spiders and stuff. Well, at the end, I don't know how they did it or how they set up the room, but the moment you walk in, the door slams and you just hear tires screeching, and a car just barrels at you and then stops. And if you want to talk about atmosphere and getting you in somewhere, I was like, damn, that stuck by me, and I still don't know how they did it, but it was really creepy and really cool. I don't know why that has stuck with me, but that was the one thing that I thought of.
It's kind of like the fat woman in the tunnel, right?
Yeah, with the bat.
Yeah, that's gonna stick with me forever. That was the weirdest fucking thing I'd ever seen. And it was coming right at me.
And then make sure you hold on to the rails.
And then hold on. Yeah, well, you kind of get fucking dizzy. Trust me, that thing was crazy.
Nita says the fucking chainsaw clown man at every exit. I know he's there, and it fucks with me every time.
It does. They are always there. that a man with a chainsaw, Hannibal
There's-
Lecter with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Because there's something
His,
scary.
his signature weapon.
Right? Yes.
And here in South Carolina, we had this one called Wampus Woods. It was
That's a pretty good
farm
name.
that was, well, basically you walk through the woods, which and
Sure.
it was an institution here for decades. And the only time I ever got to go, I went, and it puzzled me why it was so famous, because I went and nothing happened.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's like those haunted
like-
hay rides.
kind of.
Oh God.
And like the big draw was like, see where the wampus lives. Look at,
What's
see
a
the wampus
wampus?
layer.
Yeah, did you find a
Is
fucking
that a
wampus?
Dr.
Like,
Seuss
No, we
character?
didn't.
It does.
We
That's what I
didn't.
was thinking.
Like-
That's what I
no,
was
those
thinking.
are those things that Luke shot. No, those were those were womp rats. Never mind.
In Appalachian folklore, there's this thing called the wampus cat, which is essentially just a generic wild mountain cat, like a mountain lion.
Oh,
or
so it's like a
cougar or
local
something.
lore thing.
Yeah, but
So it's like a drop bear.
no, they're actual they actually existed. It's just it kind of became local lore, after they all went extinct. But
Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up, because I
Yeah.
found what might be a picture of it. I'm not
Not a
quite
bunch
sure.
of
And-
furry stuff.
yeah, and like the whole thing was like, see the wampus, see where it lives. So I was like, oh, cool. I want to see what they do, to the wampus to make
Sure.
it scary and everything. And of course, I'm sure y'all know King of the Hill, right?
Of course.
Okay, imagine everyone. It's in Cowpens, which is a town, close to. Well, it's within the mountains, and everyone in Cowpens is Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
Wait, that's a place? I want to live there.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're walking through it, and like every area is like, this is where Jason lives. This is where Michael Myers was born. But like you don't understand that, because it's like, hey man, over here, this like talking about Jason over here, man, he's born up here. It's like, dude.
This is where the Wampus cat was born with.
Yeah, that guy. That's awesome, dude. That's getting the local
but you
flavor
can't-
though. Like you can't
You
buy
can't
it. You
even
can't put a price on
understand
that.
Well, you can when you don't even fucking see the wampus nor where the
Oh,
wampus
well,
lives.
that's-
All the fucking advertisements for it are bullshit.
Okay, I'm sorry that they didn't actually have a wampus.
They should have
'Cause,
had a guy
that's the
dressed
whole
as
reason I was wanting to go. I was like, oh, cool. Did they make it scary? Did they? No, there's not. There's not even like a stuffed wampus like in the
Yeah.
picture there. There's nothing.
That
No,
would've
you want to
been-
get like,
The fucking
yeah, you
wampus.
want to make a big elaborate like wampus fursuit and
Yeah.
freak people out.
Chase
That's what I was
people
expecting.
Oh Jesus!
But like,
There's an idea
I
for a
probably
comic
saw
book.
15 Michael Myers and 20 Jasons though popping out at you.
Oh,
good.
okay.
Thank God. That's all
I'll
we
put it
need.
this
Then
way,
it
if they
closed
had that
down a
thing, that
few
would be
years ago, and I'm
pretty
like, oh, it finally ran out of money. How sad.
That was the one thing I didn't like about the haunted house I went to, was like sometimes it was just because they just decorate everything and just be like, oh, here's a picture, someone spray painted a picture of Chucky, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? It's not real. Why did you put that in? Look, you know what that is. Like I'm like, no, that's not scary though. It's just a picture of like a guy. Like
You're like, it was on when it was open, it was on all the radio stations had advertisements for it, all the news stations.
oh, it was okay.
It's
It was that big.
I guess I don't know how the fuck they made money to make advertisements, because it was fucking stupid. There's like tons of other greater haunted houses around that are actually that actually try to be scary. You know?
Right. Have you seen that?
Fucking never invest in wampuses. That's what I learned.
right.
Yeah,
They're right.
yeah.
Have you ever seen that they have like 24/7, 365 days a year haunted houses?
I was
like-
actually just about to mention that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so
We have one
has
too.
it grown from being a seasonal thing? I wonder if they're making a lot of money doing that. Like, I guess that'd be kind of a cool weekend thing to do.
So we have one, and I think they're still doing it 365 days, but it's called a Hush here in Michigan, and they do themes throughout the holidays.
Okay, so they got to mix it up throughout the
Yeah,
year.
so,
Okay,
like,
that makes sense. That makes
In
sense.
February, they did a Valentine's Day one, so they had like a giant baby chasing you with a mace and like all this other creepy stuff. Christmas, they have a Christmas one. 4th of July,
obviously.
yeah. Then 4th of July, they just have Christopher Columbus, but anyway. They just have like different themes throughout, and so far, yeah, they do very well. One of my buddies actually worked there, and he goes, if you just want a bunch of depressed people getting out anger, work at a haunted house.
Do you want to? Do they have a Wampus exhibit?
They do, yeah.
It's probably better than ours was.
You should compare and contrast. What if it's worse?
That's the only way we'll get better if we compare Wampuses.
Yeah.
They also have.
There needs to be more competition in the Wampus haunted house market.
Oh yeah, look.
There was not enough. That's why they got so lax at the one you were at.
Every Friday the 13th, Hush opens up with just a bunch of Michael Myers there. Or not Michael Myers, Jason. Yeah, a bunch of Jasons in the haunted house.
It was funny is that there's actually, I forgot the name of it, but there's actually a haunted house in an old mental hospital on the other side of the county that no one knows about. I keep forgetting the name of it. It's like, it's an abandoned mental hospital. Why the fuck isn't that more famous?
Oh, look. We've watched Cropsy. Let's go over here and make a haunted house. That sounds great.
We've got one of those here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Eloise, right here.
It's in Louisville.
They figure if they do have
Waverly
ghosts,
Hills Sanitarium.
I mean, if they do have ghosts, that's unpaid labor, right? I mean, basically,
yeah.
If the ghosts do come out and scare somebody,
what happens if ghosts form unions?
Oh my gosh!
What the fuck's gonna happen then?
Who cares?
You'll be paying for your hauntings. I promise you that.
The price of change is going to go up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of sad. I kind of find it sad when they turn real haunted places into haunted houses because I feel like it does take away the like actual lore and illusion of the haunt. Because when they did with that Eloise, like you could just stand next to it and you would feel terrified. Now when you stand next to it, it's just like there's some popcorn right there. Just take a shot at it. Like there's no sense of dread anymore. The body chute used to be opened all the time there too, and you could actually like walk through it.
Oh, it had a body chute? That's awesome.
Yeah, it had a body chute and a body tunnel, and you could actually walk through it.
Could you slide through them?
I mean, if you wanted to, I don't see why you couldn't. So I didn't.
Well, nothing says scary like a whole bunch of vendors trying to sell you glow necklaces before going in.
And here, let me introduce you to Comic-Cons. But
yeah, right.
No, but you're all right. That's the true horror is the fucking prices on it.
Yeah, oh my god! like, golly, I have to do all this walking, and you're still charging me $25 to walk this thing? What?
Look, those fucking cider and donuts need to be fucking pristine if I'm going to be paying that. It was like the Wired's one down here in Ipsy. It's like $30 to get into that apple orchard for the haunted house.
Golly.
It's insane. Yeah, and there's not even alcohol.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you
You'd
charging
think
for?
you would incorporate alcohol because then people would be more scared, right? Well, then there could be violence.
You should get a free beer with every purchase. I mean, come on.
You should.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what. Oh man, I should. Blake's Hard Cider. They just opened up a new orchard. I should message them and be like, hey, for Halloween, $35, free can of cider if you're 21.
So for what I
if they have a pumpkin spice flavored cider, fuck them.
Oh. Yes, the scary part is the prices. One of the worst haunting things I've ever been on though is probably a haunted hayride.
Yeah, see,
Really?
that doesn't seem like that would be scary to me. It's like you're out in the open. There's plenty of places to run. I don't, a zombie coming at you is kind of like, oh, well, I'll just go,
I'm on this tractor. Goodbye.
Right.
I mean, you do have some really nice, set pieces sometimes. Because I remember one I went to, it was like a big alien crash landing, and they had a big UFO in the middle, and there was like a bunch of aliens running around, and that was really cool. But there was never really anything scary about it. It was just more of like, look what we built, and that's always fun, but it's never like, oh shit, what are we coming up to now?
Yeah, it seems like that would be a better setting for what we were talking about, just those set piece, hauntings. I wouldn't call it, I like weird houses instead of haunted houses, something like that,
Weird houses.
Weird houses. I tell them, look, I'm going to trademark that.
Well,
Carl's like $30. Holy crap, that is the scary part.
Yeah.
Right.
I would think if you went on a haunted hayride and Chad, you said that tractor was pulling you. I think it would be kind of cool if the tractor broke down and all these zombies and whatever started coming at you, walking very slowly, and somebody fires up a chainsaw and the guy's trying to act like he's trying to get the tractor started again. So there's that suspense, the impending doom is coming at you. I mean, that would be something different.
Chasing you down the path and you're in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Running around. Yeah, I can see that.
Or a haunted corn mazes. Those I've.
Oh my gosh,
those seem like fun.
That wouldn't be a big problem if you didn't have the drunk teenagers as part of the freaking haunted corn maze.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I like.
No, they're fun. They're fun if they're the ones waiting in line to go in. They're not fun if they're the ones that are trying to scare you. It's like, here's my chainsaw. Come here, baby. Let me give you a kiss. That kind of thing. It's like, no, it just doesn't work.
Wait, did the teenager try to kiss you at a haunted corn maze?
No, that kissed me.
All the time.
Kiss his girlfriend.
I was going to say, if that happened, that'd be very funny. Like,
yeah, this drunk teenager. That was the real scary part. C kept getting attempted to. A guy kept trying to make out with him the entire time.
That was scary.
During the maze.
The haunted house of repressed homosexuality.
Oh no!
The haunted house made me gay.
Sounds like one of those hell houses churches have.
Yeah, no,
hilarious.
Dude, okay. Dude, no, I went to 14 years of Catholic school, and we never got any of that good shit. Ours was so lame. Like, we never got hell houses or book burnings or anything. I was like, come on.
Wait,
it was just boring.
Yeah.
It was just boring as fuck. Like, when you had nuns around, I guess. Whoopee.
Zim agrees with. There's nothing worse than a weak wampus. Right?
Yeah, right?
What's a hell house?
It's like if Jack Chick, I'll explain it in a way Chad will understand. If Jack Chick designed a haunted house, that's what it would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll talk. Look, we got to take a couple of bumps and we'll talk about it. That and Final Exit that used to go around. That was about the Christian haunted house. So we'll be right
They're so
back.
good.
When your timeline reaches its Armageddon, what's a kid to do?
I'm not a...
Snag the keys to your mom's experimental ship, of course.
That's not quite how it happened.
Drift aimlessly in the rift between dimensions, trying to figure out how to operate it.
Now hold on a sec.
Pick up a few hitchhikers.
Hi! Hello.
And maybe solve a disturbing mystery that could lead to the destruction of reality itself.
If there's time... There's always time.
I'm not so sure about that.
Get in on the adventure with the Rift Riders on Indiegogo.
All right, and if you do have a comic book that is inspired by a haunted house, and you don't have enough money to get it there safe, get you a Gemini mailer using the Ragin 10 coupon and save yourself 10% on your next Gemini mailer. And that's why I'm here, folks, and I'm not a salesman. So,
what's a Gemini mailer?
A Gemini mailer is a thing that keeps your comic book safe from the maniac postal service going postal on your package.
Oh, dude, do you follow my Twitter? Because I had one of my paintings get fucking destroyed. Someone put a picture of it. I was like, oh, cool. What'd they do? Like drop kick it?
Well, yeah. Let me read this because I just got a
Oh,
notice
sorry.
from the producer. Whether it's
Uh-oh.
mailers, bags, or boards you need, head on over to GeminiComicSupply.com and use coupon code Ragin10 at checkout to save 10% on all your comic book shopping needs. That's RAGIN 10 and ensure that your books arrive in pristine conditions. Right. Anyway, that's over the shoulder hand that gave you. Want to ask a question or have a comment for us to address on the show? Have an idea for a topic you want us to talk about?
Sorry, go on. The sex bots are here. Go ahead.
Email us at rageandabc@gmail.com. There's no such thing as a dumb question, but our answers might be.
That's the cheesiest thing I've ever heard.
You don't acknowledge the sex bots, Chad. I had a hell house for a few years, then I got divorced. Oh, there's a lot of marriage.
A lot of divorce humor. Yeah,
Damn it,
a lot of that.
Golly. No, but okay, you're talking about the Hell House, which is, I think there was actually a movie about that, like the Catholic Hell House, but
There's probably documentaries about them. Yeah.
There was I guess this is the Baptist version, maybe, that used to go around, the Protestant version for sure, called Final Exit. And you go through and you watch these different things, like a car crash or somebody died of the typical stuff. Somebody died of a drug overdose. And then at the end of it, the demons come out and they get you and they put you in a coffin. And then they drag you away, and then you meet Jesus.
That sounds awesome.
So, yeah,
well,
that's a pretty good haunted house.
It says here that some scenes portrayed may include date rape, same-sex marriage, the terrifying thing, abortion, extramarital sex, raving. Oh shit, that sounds awesome. Just walk into a room and just people are raving everywhere.
It's not that. It's not that kind of raving.
As long as Satan isn't fist bumping, I'm down. But when I was in high school, college, I was with a girl that
I took care of the sex box, Nita. You can leave. Go on.
Is there like a bot in the chat that was like?
Yeah.
I love those.
We've been
to me, that
lately.
means we're popular. That means we're popular. I love it. Yeah.
What I don't like about those is that they're always bots. Like if there was like a real person I could fuck with, that'd be way better. But you just get them stuck on like loops and stuff. So it's like, what's the point?
What were you gonna say, Mitch?
When I was in college, I was with this girl. For some reason, she wanted me to go to her church's hell house. And I'm like, okay. And a piece of advice: the story or the idea of religious chicks being very sexually repressed and open, bullshit.
I agree with that.
Anyway, I was going, we were going through it and stuff, and Chad brought up, it's like, listening to heavy metal music, playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I left it like, this is fucking awesome. I want to go to hell. This is what hell's like.
That's always the joke, is that hell's where all the good music's at.
It's like what is that? Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when they go to hell, and it looks like, what do they say? It's like a Slayer album cover.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme online that says Jesus says to believe in him, that the devil says to believe in yourself, and they're like, well, the devil sounds like he's fucking awesome. Like, could you imagine going into Nita, stop. We know what we're doing.
No, that's me. I gotta put it up there.
But could you imagine, going into hell, and it's just like this giant D&D game? Like, bro, sit down. What are you doing? Bro, I'm gonna be a fucking bard. Yeah, you can.
Oh, man.
That'd be fucking sick.
There's a joke about that kind of thing. But let's change the subject. And what about shows like Ghost Hunters that go to haunted houses?
Oh, yeah.
Those guys have the best time. That looks like so much fun.
So I have a story about them.
Uh-oh.
Did you meet them?
I did. Yeah. So in Sault Ste. Marie, there was a paranormal convention that I was invited to when I was on the Slackjaw Punks Network. Yeah, thanks.
Here's a guest speaker.
Chad is speaking, and up goes the disclaimer.
But we were there, and one of the guests was, or a couple of the guests were the one of those paranormal shows on the Sci-Fi Network.
Was Zach Baggins there?
No, it was one.
Oh, he's the best one. You want to get Zach Baggins?
Is that the Travel Channel guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
That tries to fight the ghosts, and then when the ghosts he turns into a baby.
Oh yeah, he's like,
come on, face me. I'm not afraid of you.
Dude, the shows are. He's quite a character.
But I actually got to talk with them a little bit because, surprise, the convention was very tiny and a lot of those guests were just doing nothing.
Was it like one of the two main guys? The bald guy or the one with hair?
He had hair. I don't remember. Most ghost hunters look the same to me. So I don't
racist.
That's the thing. Wow.
They're all
white.
my
gosh, here we go.
They're either white and they have hair and they're bald. Like there's two settings to these guys.
Oh, that's true. That's the Ghost Brothers on, I think.
There's that.
They're hilarious.
What is it? There's that Joe Rogan bit about like, you know what you don't see a lot of when you look for Sasquatch? Black people.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Look,
I'm like, that's such a good joke though. And it's like, they got better things to do.
It's not the joke that's the problem. You brought up Joe Rogan.
What, did I get us flagged?
Yeah, we're flagged. We're banned. I told you.
I'm like a huge meathead, of course. I'm a huge meathead. Of course, I listen to Joe Rogan. Look at me.
I guess so, actually. But
I was hanging out with him, and I asked him, "Hey, so I know you're gonna get this asked, but do you like believe in ghosts?" And he goes, "Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I get to travel around the world and just like explore cool places. I don't care if there's ghosts or not. My job is just to travel around and go to cool places. That's all I care about." And
Sounds like he's not in it for the passion.
No,
I mean, look, if
that
was my
crumbling.
job, though, my whole entire thing with that, if my passion would be traveling around and I have to go hunt ghosts, my entire thing would just be to travel around.
Well,
but what?
Okay, but if
you got to sell out to big ghosts. That's not good.
But if you're a paranormal investigator, wouldn't it be best to have somebody who doesn't really that at least teeters the line than somebody that believes?
There are a lot of paranormal teams do have at least one skeptic on their crew. Yeah. That's actually very common. That's not a.
Yeah, I mean,
not all paranormal researchers are.
Wait, and is that guy like super miserable at work? Just like, fuck.
Is it the
to work with these crazy people every day? Like
they've got that.
Like that's how he'd think. That's how he'd think about it, though, right? Like.
Well, they got that guy. It's an Asian guy and a white guy, and they're
No, there's not.
Yeah, they go to haunted places, and the white guy's a very severe skeptic, severe skeptic, and the Asian guy's very, he gets frightened really easily, and he has fun. Because
he Korean?
Pick on the other guy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming.
No, that's like ghosts are like a bigger thing in Korea. It's like they've got that whole thing about like you can't leave like fans on because it'll suck your soul out. They've got like weird old superstitions, so that's on point.
I think they make some of the best horror movies as well.
They do, yeah. No joke. Like there's some really fucking good horror movies.
Well, Asian in general have a lot of great horror, ghost-centered horror movies.
They made House. That's all that matters. That's the best one. Has anyone else seen House?
Trip.
I love that movie. It's so good.
Get outside with Shane. See, he's talking about the Watcher Network, Shane and Ryan. Okay. Yeah, there you go. But talk about Zach Baggins. Danny Gonzalez, who's a YouTuber.
That's a Lord of the Ring character.
Danny Gonzalez?
No, Zach Baggins.
It does sound like he's related to Bilbo, but he is in fact not a hobbit.
He's not cool like that at all. He doesn't live in a dry sandy hole. But
he doesn't go on. He does go on adventures.
He goes on adventures. He just fights everything.
Zach Baggins is that guy at the club who only hits on other guys' girlfriends.
Oh shit, that's me.
Look,
I mean, they make it easy.
Oh, damn. Oh man, another one? No, okay. I'm trying to figure out if I need to throw the disclaimer. Anyway, so
Of
Danny
all the
Gonzalez,
things that take us down, watching
Right.
Zach Baggins.
Was my theoretical infidelity?
No, Zach Baggins, the real
Zach
enemy.
Baggins. But Zach Baggins. Okay, so Danny Gonzalez goes and he stays at the Shining Hotel, whatever the name of it is. We talked about
Stanley
it last
Hotel.
week. The Stanley Hotel, right? Because he's gonna go ghost hunting. He's not a ghost hunter, but he was finding out. He's like he was watching the Zach Baggins one when they went, and apparently Zach Baggins went to like a back shed in the back of the hotel where they keep the mattress. Yeah, where they keep the mattresses that people have died on. Right?
Oh,
and they do like a whole.
Do most hotels do that?
Yeah,
No.
is that like a standard thing?
Stanley Hotel doesn't even do that shit. Zach Baggins is in there making this shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
he
wait
did
a
the
minute.
investigation on it. He's like talking to the people giving the tour, and it's like, so do you believe in ghosts? Have you seen anything? No, but here's where we see this ghost.
I don't believe in this ghost, but I put a hand.
But you fucking idiots do.
But
So here you
minimum
go.
Let me show you the
Like
street
just a-
code violation right out here and back.
He's like a really condescending like ghost tour.
Wouldn't that be common sense? It's like if somebody died on the mattress, burn the fucker. You don't keep it in the back. What are you gonna do with it?
Use it for
really.
hunting shit.
Well, in
like that.
Hellraiser 2, they summon Julia.
Oh, there you
Lure-
go.
Yeah, Summon Julia.
Lure Zach Baggins over, I guess. Like,
If you want to see a
Imagine
great,
Zach Baggins just taking like mattresses out the dumpster, putting them up against the wall. People died on these.
you tell him
mattresses.
shit's haunted, he'll be there. You tell him shit's haunted, he might buy it.
yeah.
This
He's
rat-
got that museum.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
send him an email and be like, "Hey, there's a dead squirrel on the side of the road. I think it's haunted."
I bet you get shit like that. I'm sorry, Mitch. I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
I actually forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, dude.
Uh-oh.
There's a haunted squirrel right there. Ah.
Rodney with his haunted squirrel.
Oh no! Where did it touch you, Rodney?
I had a zombie gnome as a Halloween decoration, and it broke. I was pissed off.
Aw.
Oh, that would be upsetting.
I love.
Did a
the
ghost break it?
No, I did when I was moving to it. Actually, the apartment I'm in now, I was moving to this one, and it fell out of a box, and the head broke off. I was like, oh.
Oh, that
Aw,
does
damn!
suck.
Is it haunted?
You
now?
have
But you put a little fake blood around it, and then you have a zombie beheaded gnome.
But it's not as good as the zombie gnome because you could flip the switch in the back, and it goes. towards
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty. Now he's fucked.
I'm thinking it's just like one of the regular lawn gnomes that looks like a duck.
That's what it looks.
No,
that's
this
what
is
it
like the
looked
higher
like.
end model.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it looked like. But then you flip the switch and the legs move, and it actually wobbles towards people. I mean, it just goes frontwards. But
I like that about. I like when haunted houses put a lot of good, elaborate animatronics in them. I think that's
All
what-
right, you say that, but all the animatronics at the haunted house I went to, they were all bad.
Well,
some are good. Some at some
Yeah.
Some
houses are good.
there were like some that like they looked cool, but they they weren't very convincing. Like, but then like there were just so many, like just like how like it was just like, oh look, another like rubbery crap zombie. I was like, what is this? Yeah, like I was like, you can't be putting up this. This is silly.
It's like those haunted houses that you sign in carnivals or whatever that you go and you ride through, and it's mostly metal walls.
Yeah, but if you complain, they'll like slam a bat next to your head. So it's like, all right, I won't complain about the rubber zombies. Ah,
They'll fucking break your fingers like the mob.
who knows what they'll do?
Well, there's a lot of organized crime associated with carnivals, so
Oh God, yeah. Like,
so they
have
might
you
just
seen-
do that.
Have you seen that show that just came out called Haunted on Netflix? 28 days haunted. 28 days haunted, I think it is.
I haven't had a chance to, but I've been
speak
wanting
about
to.
haunted for 28 days.
Yes, I just got to put it this way: a ghost kind of calls out somebody on that show, and it was kind of funny.
Wait, a ghost?
I don't want
calls
to. I don't
out
want to talk.
somebody?
Yeah, because if Mitch is going to watch it, I don't want to ruin it for him. But okay. What the premise is it's supposed to, Ed and Lorraine Warren from the Conjuring movies,
those
and real
apps.
life, Amityville.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. I still haven't found anybody to debunk some of their shit. But
there really, other than Amityville, there really hasn't been anyone that actually like successfully debunked their claims.
Look, I watched.
I mean, I'm not saying they're true. I'm just saying that.
no, right, yeah.
I watched The Curse of Lorna or whatever.
La Llorona.
Yeah, that was one of the stupidest movies I've ever sat through.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't. You sat through that?
Yeah.
That is scary.
But I was with Steph and we were making fun of it, so it was more fun.
I couldn't get through that one. Yeah, that's what the woman in white or whatever.
Yeah.
The wailing
like
woman from
woman.
Mexico.
Yeah, and I sat through that and I was just like, honey.
Oh, she shows up in Batwoman.
Does she? Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, in the
in hydrology. Yeah.
Well,
I feel sorry for you for having to watch Batwoman.
Oh, I didn't watch. No, I didn't watch that. I read the J.H. Williams III run, motherfucker.
Oh,
I watched
I thought you were talking about the show. I was like, oh.
No, I wouldn't watch that crap.
No, I watched the first 2 seasons.
Chad will, and then
I
don't know why he keeps watching. Dude, he complained that it was like the worst show on earth every week, and it was like, you're still watching this? Like,
yeah, because I'm a glutton for.
You don't have. It's not a hostage situation.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching most of the YouTube channels that I used to, because it's like, oh man, I have to watch like Batwoman, She-Hulk, whatever. It's like, dude,
you don't have to watch any of it.
Stop watching it. But they still do it and complain about it. I'm like,
there's literally infinity television. You'll never watch it all. Just go,
just watch something else,
or just don't watch anything.
Yeah,
like walk around.
But the premise of the show is
walk around.
Well, the premise of the show
that's a better use of your time. Anyway, I'll let you talk.
But the premise of the show is that after 28 days, you kind of break down the spiritual wall, and you're supposed to be able to make contact better after 28 days. That was Ed and Lorraine Warren's theory. So they got 3 different people, 3 different groups, I should say. And they're in 3 different houses, and nobody knows anything about these houses, and they don't have their phones, and they don't have TV or anything else like that. And some of them start getting pissed at each other, and like, okay, that's demon possession. No, motherfucker, I've been stuck in a house with you for 21 freaking days.
I fucking hate you.
But
yeah, that would make anybody crazy. That's like why Big Brother works, like as a show.
Yeah, right. But they went out. Okay, I will say this: they did find something, and it was they said that they found it was a star, and they're like, we found a pentagram. I'm like, it's a fucking star.
Oh God!
No, they got real spooked. That was very scary for them finding that star out there.
I've seen metal pentagrams. They don't look like that.
If you want to watch something absolutely,
wait, hold on. Are there a lot of pentagrams in your day to day? Like. What are you about?
Years ago. No, not now.
Oh, I don't know. I've met like plenty of those people. Like, I've met everybody.
If you really want to watch something stupid, watch some of these old Satanic Panic documentaries.
They're so good, aren't they?
Because one of them goes over all the different satanic symbols, and one of them actually says it's a pentagram. It's the fucking Star of David.
I think they watched that on Red. I think they watched that on Red Letter Media at some point. Did they get that one? Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot if you can't tell the 5-star or the 5-pointed pentagram from the Star of David, which has 6 sides.
Right.
That's another ripoff. Because I was in Catholic school and they never cared about Satanic Panic shit. I was like, God damn it. I didn't get any of it.
Well, to be honest, most of the hysteria was from Protestants.
They got
Those
all that
fuckers.
Yeah, they were very sorry.
I'm going to take this up with my husband. He's raised Protestant, so
look,
he's in trouble.
They got all that out with the Spanish Inquisition. So they got that all out their system.
Okay.
Guys,
I guess so.
So what happens if they find like a heartogram?
So, like, it's him.
It's him. What is Vilo?
I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's like Vila or something.
Yeah, something like that. He just shows up. They find it, like, oh no, it's a hymn concert, and they turn.
Rip off the wings of a butterfly.
Vampire.
What is happening? What are we singing?
Wait, do you not know him?
You know him?
What, like the bad guy from the Powerpuff Girls?
No, the band.
No, the band. His Infernal Majesty.
Is that a? Oh, I don't know that. No.
They're love metal.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's a band that unfortunately exists.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to listen to them in high school.
It's one of those
Danish
bands.
That's
that,
cool.
It's one of those bands that you only listen to hopefully.
Wait,
hook up
no,
with
my
a golf
brother,
chick.
my brother saw them at a rock concert. He said a lot of chicks were taking their tops off at that.
Yeah,
I remember
like
that now. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you only listen to them if you want to score with the golf chick.
Yep.
I guess so, because he said it was fucking wild there. Yeah, he went to Point Fest. Yeah, that was a Point Fest one year. I wasn't there though.
Yeah, they're like Danish or Swedish or something like that.
I think they're
Danish. I think.
Danish.
They're not around anymore, but
They're not. I thought they still were.
no, he's still Velo is. He was just recently in the news. Finnish. That's what they are. They're Finnish.
Chet said he hasn't listened to high school, but he sure does know his hymn facts.
Look,
Got the latest information.
No, I have I'm part of Facebook channels called like Metal Sucks and Lamb Goat and all those, and those always
Lamb Goat.
Yeah. So.
Is Metal Sucks mostly political stuff? Because it was at one point, and I quit. Okay.
No, yeah, no shit.
They've really cleaned up their act now. Now they do more like reaction videos and like more interviews with different people. So they do a lot more of that. They've cleaned up their act.
Yeah, because
that's what I knew it for.
Metal.
Well, yeah, then their whole thing became like, let's call out metal, and it was like, this sucks ass. Like,
yeah.
Bye. Like Cracked.com did the same thing where they kind of did that. They were like, what if we made all our articles really obnoxious? And it was like, oh, that's not as fun to read. And now they're gone.
They do a video segment called different singers react to covers of all their like different band songs, and it's really cool to watch.
Was him on there?
No, and I'm waiting for that.
No, I don't think anyone in their right mind would cover a hymn song, unless it's ironically.
Or you're trying to get laid.
I don't think Weird Al's ever parodied it. I would know.
That's because Weird Al has integrity.
He does. He has a lot of it, actually. He really does. I know a lot about Weird Al. There's a reason I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt right now.
No,
yeah, I'm waiting for that.
A him-haunted house would be terrible.
That's all I wanted to say.
But it would be scary.
Well, yeah, because you're walking through it, and what it is it's just static of, like, Rip Out the Wings of the Butterfly, Vampire Heart, what was the other one? Crimson, something. I don't know. It's all fucking the same song over and over again.
It is. It's practically the same song with different lyrics each time.
It is. It is. It's like drowned out. It's like a dead rat fucking trying to breathe. I don't know.
Hey, with that, we need to go ahead and go around the room and tell the folks where we can find you. Hey, Kit.
What?
Let us know where we can find you, man.
Oh, just twitter.com/Bonitis. That's just @Bonitis, I guess, on Twitter. BONEITIS. Or I'm on Telegram as the same thing. I post my comics and stuff. I'm kind of doing a bunch of like preliminary work right now, so I haven't been posting too much. Been painting one of the references right now. It's this lovely vampire Gar. He's a Gar with human legs and hands.
Oh shit, that guy looks great colored.
Thank you. He's coming together nicely. I'll get that.
Hell
wow.
Yeah.
What a beautiful fish.
I hate them things. Golly, I hate them things.
Oh, Gar are tasty as hell, though.
Oh my God.
I love Gar.
They're
fun to shoot. They're fun to I shoot them with my bow.
I have a whole story there. Anyway,
Chad, were you attacked? Were you subject to a Gar attack?
No, it has something to do with a Gar fishing in a boat that has a hole in it and Robitussin. Anyway,
man,
Chad,
I really want to hear that story later.
Maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Behind the scenes. Chad, let us know where we can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at home. So you can find me on Twitter at Casual Nerd Chad, where I post mostly about the Sparkle Dog Don't Say a Woo, which is also currently on Kickstarter. So that's what I'm annoying people with. You can also find me and Kit on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Indie Comics Network on Shots with Comics, where we get drunk, we're mean, we're aggressive, and we also we're fired like every single day. So don't worry, we'll be gone soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Rodney.
Hey, I'm Rodney Fike. You can find me and my artwork on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney Fike Art. And you can go to the Hasm YouTube channel and see me there as well. You can also see me here on Saturdays for Sketchy Saturdays and at 10 a.m. with myself, C Michael Lanning,
Everywhere.
Michael Jimmy, John Celestri, and Marv E. And then Thursday Night Throwdown at 8 o'clock Eastern with Sean Forney and other various guests.
Who's your guest this week?
Oh, man. Good question. Whole bunch of people.
Somebody.
It was going to be Chad until we had this.
You should have said it was a surprise. That's your save.
There you go.
Secret special guest.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, see, I gotta talk to you behind the scenes after this.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See,
I'll be in my dressing room.
Chad with the wing.
Yeah, my dressing room.
Chad, that's good wingmanning. I appreciate that.
There you go. Mitch, let us know where we can find you, sir.
You can find me at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios, where you can find my website, online store, and web comics. You can also find me on other shows here on the Independent Comics Network. Also.
Oh, all right. Also, and of course, I'm C Michael Lanning. You can check out my work.
Okay, that's Michael.
Yeah. So I'm C Michael Lanning. You can check out my work.
I'm figuring out who everybody is.
Linktree/C Michael Lanning. And of course, right here on Dispatches from Outside the Box next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we will be talking about stop motion animation. Randy's going to be joining us for that conversation, so it should be a pretty good one. And I'm going to leave us with Stephen He and why ghosts don't haunt Asians. So, good night.
Hello? What the hell? Oh, what the hell? Electrician come last week. The hell I pay you for? Whew. Why it suddenly get colder? What the hell? What the heck? Steven! This one of your failures! Oh, I smell bitch in here!